Yo, still girls, what's the deal, man? I'm doing me a little late run to the motherfucking store so I can have some grub for my babies and my nephews at the casa tomorrow, man, while I'm at work. But peep game, man, we got to talk about this, right? Conor Benn. I didn't get to do a recap on Conor Benn yesterday, man, but shout out to Conor Benn, man. That dude continues to show me tremendous improvement. He looked real Tyson-like yesterday. I'm talking like from the haircut, the black trunks. He looked real destructive in there yesterday, man. Y'all can keep sleeping on this kid if you want to, man. This dude, Conor Benn is the real deal, man. It's still things that he needs to work on, but that was a spectacular knockout, man. I don't think finishing a dude is going to be an issue with him. I think he has elite level power, and you're starting to see, you do see the increase in his footwork capabilities as far as cutting off the ring. But I was just on the phone, not on the phone, but on one of the threads with it's a dude named Daniel Egan, or what, I think he's from Australia. He's been on Ring IQ's podcast before, man. He, real knowledgeable boxing dude, man. But he said he would like to see him against David Avenesian, which I think is dope. I think that's a dope fight, but I think with Chris Algieri, with them bringing Chris Algieri in, I think he needed that type of look. He really needed to test himself with somebody who can move and punch on the go and pump the jab and is a little bit slicker. However, I don't think Chris Algieri was the man for the job because, he's not, his best work doesn't come at, well, no, he was a champion at 147 pounds. He wasn't it. And I think Algieri is good, but he wasn't it to be able to offset the likes of a Conor Benn. He just wasn't it, man. I would like to see Conor Benn deal with somebody with the likes of Josh Kelly, because I still can't. I'm not really comfortable. I'm not really comfortable with how he deals with outboxers, because I'm still having flashbacks of Adrian Granados, and if somebody who isn't stylistically known as an outboxer, who can punch on the go and set traps and use his lateral movement and work behind his straight punches while moving backwards and keeping that, maintaining a reasonable distance between the two. For someone who went against his fighting identity and was able to have major success doing that against the Conor Benn, I can only imagine what he's gonna look like dealing with someone like a Terrence Crawford, who can really operate and work at distance, or even a Keith Thurman who can maintain distance between the two, between you and him. I'm really uncomfortable with that. I'm real uncomfortable with that, man. And I think he should most definitely look to line it up with the likes of a Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, I think Josh Kelly is nice, man. He's slick, but I think people just really, he's kind of whatever, now that he got stopped by David Avenesian. And I think that cut was due to a clash. I don't think it was from a shot. I think it was due to a clash, and it eventually became his downfall. So I would like to see him in there with the likes of a Josh Kelly. I think Josh Kelly is a dude. I haven't heard anything from him, just like I haven't heard anything from Carlos Gongora. I heard he lost his last fight. I wasn't too happy to hear that, but I didn't even know he was fighting. But I would like to see him fight somebody like Josh Kelly, because I think that would be a lot more beneficial for him as opposed to fighting a David Avenesian, because David Avenesian is gonna give him what he wants. David Avenesian is gonna meet him in the middle of the ring. He's not looking, he's not looking to maintain distance. He's looking to get up in your chest. I think that's beneficial for him. I think he needs to fight somebody who is unbeneficial for his style. He needs a style clash. That's what I need. That's who I want to see him get in there and mix it up with. That's who I would like to see him do that, man. But nonetheless, he had a real good performance, man. It's kind of weird when I look at Conor Benn, man, because it's like like when he fought out Jerry, he was a lot more on the jab. With Van Heerden, it's like he didn't really he wasn't cautious. He threw caution to the wind because it's like, I have no respect for whatever power it is you think you bring it to the table. And he just blew through him. It was power punches. It was devious hooks. It was all power punches, man. He got low. He was getting under shit. He was cutting the ring off beautifully. He was cutting the ring off. It was no fill out round. He didn't try to fill. He didn't try to go in there and fill that man out and try to get his, you know, his patterns down, his timing down. None of that. He just went in there and just obliterated the dude. Which is dope. You know, that's what we want as fans. We want, you know, we want to see you go in there and just steamroll a motherfucker, man. But I also want to be comfortable in if someone gives you a different type of look, because you're not going to be able to blow through everybody. I want to be able to know that you can jab with a jabber. You can counterpunch the counterpuncher. You dig? I want to know that you can cut the ring off. You can set traps moving forward while they're moving backwards. That's what I want to know. I want to be comfortable in that. And I ain't seeing. I'm not saying I ain't seeing it, but it's just as of now, I'm still having flashbacks of that Adrian Granados fight. He needs to fight somebody who was, you know, who used, you know, Adrian Granados, you know, he threw him off with the game plan, and that shit is just really bothering me. That he didn't stand there and bang with him. He decided to get on his bicycle. I can't shake that. I can't shake that. And how pedestrian he looked while he was doing. I can't. Like I said it before. The dude did the Michael Jackson spin move out of an uppercut, bro. That shit just really just. It had me feeling some type of way. Like, nah, because I'm a fan of Conor Benn, man. I like the mean streak. I like his story. He just, yeah, the dude is dope. The dude is dope, man. He, you know, I don't really even like. He's a dude that. You know, he don't look menacing or nothing like that. He don't have like this menacing type look. He don't walk around with the mean mug or nothing like that. But it's like he can switch up on you quick. Like, man, what the fuck is you, what? Like, it don't take much to piss him off, and you don't want to piss him off. I dig that, man. Ain't nothing sweet about this nigga. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. He's a wolf. I dig that shit. I dig that shit. But it's not overbearing neither, man. I also think he's dope because he speaks multiple languages. He speaks fluent Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. He speaks fluent Spanish. That's dope, man. You know, that'll open him up to the Hispanic fan base. He can communicate with them in their language. That is dope. He's the goods, man. I'm simply saying. I want to be comfortable on the fact that you can deal with outboxers. You can deal with fighters who can fight on the go. Put him in there with someone like Josh Kelly. Put him in there with Josh Kelly. I think that should be the fight that they should be looking for. Because you want to iron out all the kinks in his armor. You want to iron that out. Put him in there with somebody like Josh Kelly. Let's see how he can deal with that shit, man. Let's see how he can deal with slick fight. Let's see how he can deal with motherfuckers who can get up, who can roll up under hooks and slip the straights. Let's see how he deals with someone who can be trapped on the rope and spin out and get back to the middle of the ring. Let's see how he deals with that. He needs that more than anything. I know we trying, they're trying to turn him into this, this mega star. I get that, and I think he has the potential to be that. He has the potential to be that. But to get there, getting there, all right, well, you can get, you can get there off of, bullshit. But once you up there, what happens when you come across somebody like a Bud Crawford? Who can operate, who can keep the fight at mid-distance. Who can keep the fight at mid-distance. And if you take that step in and contradict that space, he can take that step back and turn it into a long-distance fight. What then? That is my biggest concern. And I think people are really disregarding how pedestrian he looked. Even though he clear as day won the fight, people are really disregarding how he looked against, not Conor Benn, but Adrian Granados. And that was just 3 fights ago, last year. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We can't do it. We cannot do it. We can't do it. So get that man in there with somebody like Josh Kelly. Because even at this moment, I think Kell Brook on a decline may be just a little too much for Conor Benn in the moment. I think he needs a few more fights in order to deal with somebody who's, you know, a former world champion of that ilk. Because I think Kell Brook has some good years. Because I don't think all 47-pounders are gonna be able to hit Kell on the sweet spot like Bud did. Because Bud has impeccable punch placement. Impeccable punch placement. I don't think he's done. And I think he still has a couple good, you know, a couple good fights in him. And we gotta talk about him and fucking Chris Eubank Jr. as well. That shit is just corny as fuck. But I think somebody like Kell Brook, who can operate at mid distance and is a really good counter puncher, can deal him fits. And I think Kell Brook will eventually beat him. In the now. In the now, of course. In the now. I want to see him in there with somebody who's a lot sleeker. I want to see him in there with somebody slick. I want to see him in there with somebody who can tap dance on the outside. I want to see that. And I want to see him be as dominant as he was with Algieri and Van Heerden with them. That's what I want. That's what I hope for him. As a fan and as a supporter I would like to see that. Because I think you'll see him become a breakout star when he can dismantle somebody at that level that's his size. Like a Josh Kelly. Somebody like that. I think that would prep him for the likes of a Boots and his, oh, do not tell me they closed. Holy smokes, don't tell me they closed. It's Easter. I keep forgetting it's Easter. I hope these niggas ain't closed. But it is looking like they closed. No, they're not closed. They're not closed. But that's what I want for the bro, man. Because I think the dude has all the potential in the world to be a factor in the division. And that's what I want for him, man. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Great performance from him yesterday. He went out there and stretched dude out in 2 rounds. You know, you can't ask for too much more with that. But I do want to see him in there with... I do want to most definitely see him in there with somebody a little bit sleeker, who can make him work and have his wheels thinking like, I'm gonna cut the ring off and can I counterpunch with this dude. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this shit, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Deuces.